All right, legends, welcome back to another video here on GLR.
Hey guys, today's video, Stephen Fry on American versus British comedy.
I am excited to watch this because after watching Celebrity Traders, we know we love Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
And I know we get a hard time all the time because he's a legend.
Yeah.
And we just didn't really know him before then.
No, we didn't know.
And
Right.
we don't really know a lot of what he's done. Obviously, QI, we know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
that's kind of what we know him famously for.
Yeah.
And, you know, he may have gained a lot of just admiration from just QI alone.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people who said like they use that almost as their education
Oh,
more
right.
in school.
Yeah.
So I could totally see that. You know, I'm really excited about this because there's obviously a pretty distinct difference between comedy in the US and in Britain.
Yeah. And I don't know if Steven's going to talk about it in a funny comedy way or in a serious way.
But
So,
I've seen a lot of people recommend this
uh-huh.
to try and explain this was a recommendation.
This was a recommendation, actually.
Jerky Pasilla. Hopefully I said that correctly.
I don't know if we said
If
that
we didn't, we're sorry. But
yeah.
So, but anyway, I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So this is by the channel is AMC 6368. That's interesting. There'll be a link down below so you can head on over and support the channel. I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited to get into it.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Hold on. Before we get going here,
Oh.
if you like this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see like TV shows and all that, you know, not necessarily like this here, but if you want to see things like Only Fools and Horses, Celebrity Traders, Vicar of Dibley, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff over on our Patreon.
Boosh. Yeah.
Mighty Boosh. There's going to be a link down below for Patreon, so you can head on over, see all of those shows, get shows about 3-4 weeks ahead of time, and the community over there is amazing, so you can come on over and be a part of the fun. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's crack on with it.
All right.
All right.
We have time for one more question, which will come from the gentleman there.
You talk about the sense of humour, the American sense of humour, and we haven't really you haven't mentioned so much the British sense of humour, but do you think they differ hugely? And if so, what accounts for that difference?
It's a really good point. I think, it strikes at the heart of what is American optimism is a really important thing, but not only optimism, but a refusal to see oneself in a bad light, or, you know, one could talk about this for far too long, but if you go to an American bookshop, by far the biggest section is self-help and improvement. You know, the idea that life is refinable and improvable, and that you can learn a technique for anything, whether it's lovemaking, being a businessman, a marriage, cooking, losing weight, whatever it is. There's an NLP way of doing it. There's an Anthony Robbins way of doing it. There's a things they didn't teach you at Harvard way of doing it. There's an unbelievable sense that life is improvable, that you can be lectured at, or indeed given a sermon at. You know, it's the Protestant base of America, that things are done by text and by works as opposed.
That's super interesting.
Oh my God, it's 100% true.
But is that not how it is? I mean, obviously he's saying this because there's a difference, but it seems like, I don't know. I guess that's pretty American of me to think it would be that way everywhere. But
Yeah, that's true. I would just imagine that as humans, we all want to self-improve, but maybe culturally we don't.
Yeah, maybe.
And this is why I think sometimes why reaction channels, especially Americans watching British or whatever, is so fascinating to some people, because we do have a different perspective of things.
Yeah.
And we are like, you know, and we've been made fun of sometimes about how
sometimes
about how like joyful or optimistic, or we take things too seriously, or things are too real, or I don't know, but I will say I always beelined to the self-help book section. So I am so American.
It's a big industry. Like, it's a thing. Like, I was a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
and it was about helping people, and
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
and I've spoke to thousands of people, you know,
I know
about it, and I was in a network of hundreds of speakers, and we got together and we did motivational stuff together. I know people
Yeah.
who wrote books and this and that.
I know.
So it's all about. I mean, that's like a thing. Like people make a career out of motivating people,
Right.
and they're there because they want self help.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh,
that's
interesting. Well, he got us right there. For
Yeah,
sure.
he got us.
By submission and by, you know, a doctrine in the way that the higher church, you know, European, you know, rump.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay.
By text and by works, as opposed to by submission and by, you know, a doctrine in the way that the higher church, you know, European, you know, rump, we still believe. And there is a sense of original sin in Europe. I mean, this is a bizarre theory that I won't push to its limit, but when it comes to comedy, it's satisfactorily, I think, obvious that the American comic hero is a wisecracker who is above his material and who is above the idiots around him. And the British comic, put it this way, the American comic hero, like John Belushi or someone like that, is you know that scene in Animal House where there's a fellow playing folk music on a guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And John Belushi picks up the guitar and destroys it. And the cinema loved it because he just smashes it and then waggles his eyebrows at the camera. And everyone says, God, he's so great. Well, a British comedian would want to play the folk singer.
Yeah.
We want to play the failure. All the great British comic heroes are people who want life to be better and on whom life craps from a terrible height, and whose sense of dignity is constantly compromised by the world letting them down. They want to wear a tie. They're not quite smart enough to wear an old school tie because they're kind of lower middle class. They are Arthur Lowe in Dad's Army. They are Anthony Aloysius Hancock. They are Basil Fawlty. They are Del Boy. They are Blackadder. They're not quite the upper echelons, and they try to be decent and right. Everything tries to be proper. They're even David Brent from The Office. And their lack of dignity is embarrassing. They are a failure. They are an utter failure. They're brought up to expect empire and respect and decency and being able to wear a blazer in public, and everyone around them just goes...
Oh
Whereas the American hero is the smart talking, he's Jim Carrey and he's Ben Stiller and he's, you know, whoever, he just goes all the way back. They can wisecrack their way out of any situation. They win the girl, they're smarter, they've got the biggest knob in the room. The British guy arrives at the room and says, oh my God, I've left my knob behind. I haven't even got one. And in a sense, comedy is the microcosm that allows us to examine the entire difference between our two cultures. Ours is bathed in failure, but we make a glory of our failure. We celebrate it. We love the fact that every great British comic hero can go into a dictionary. He's a bit of a Basil Fawlty. He's a bit of a Captain Mannering. He's a bit of a Steptoe. He's a bit of a Baldric. He's a bit of a Blackadder. He's a bit of a this. You know, they're characters that we recognise, all of them so flawed as to be an utter disaster. But you can't do that with American comedy. You can't say he's a bit of, who's that chap in Friends, or he's a bit of a, you know, it doesn't really work. They're not characters at all. They're just brilliant repositories of fantastic killer one-liners.
Yeah.
We have time for...
Oh my goodness.
Well,
that explains a lot. And explains a lot, well, like, because I know, me personally, I've been not attacked, not at all, but you guys have commented on how I respond to things not working out in these shows, and how I think it took a while, even like for shows like Peep Show or understanding even Faulty
Black
Towers,
Books, Faulty Towers, yeah.
Understanding that these guys are things don't work out. We were just talking about how in Peep Show,
just talking about that.
It doesn't work out, and nothing ever works out. But so many of you have said that that's what's funny, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not funny. And it's like, it's frustrating and infuriating and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I think over time, I've been getting more and more used to it. So it took a while. it takes a while, even when we start sitcoms, it takes a while for me to just understand it. And usually you guys have to like calm me down to say, Lisa, it's just funny.
Right.
And it's like, oh, it's supposed to be funny? I was taking it too seriously, or I was annoyed that that they were failing and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So it takes a while, but that's why, I mean, it's just a different culture.
Yeah. Yeah. It's completely different. And Stephen Fry is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that answer. So you would swear that he wrote that was written out beforehand.
I know. We just came up with it.
I think that was amazing. But I don't know. It's interesting because I think that, I mean, I was going to say, I feel like the comedy that we've been watching is just better than the U.S. I don't know if that's because I was never really like completely into the U.S. Like I am now.
Yeah.
So I think I think it's better, but I don't know. I find that their style of comedy like matches more what I like.
I think it just takes some getting used to, but yeah, I do think it's funnier.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's probably more relatable, just with Del Boy, everybody's, finds him more relatable than the Jim Carrey or all these people, Ben Stiller, the people he were naming.
Well, you want to know something else that's interesting? I don't know if this is true, but I know some of the bigger comedians in the United States are vulgar.
Vulgar?
Yeah, like they curse a lot. They talk like, you know, like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can go down a list of a bunch of them that are really vulgar like that. I don't know. I mean, we haven't come across that in the UK, but maybe that's just because we're watching stuff that has to be good enough to go on YouTube. So,
oh yeah, that's true too.
But the people that we know don't seem to be like that, like Alan or, you know, I mean, you can go down the list, but
I think that's interesting though, that it's like the Americans are the, like not heroes, but just macho, or superior. He kind of mentioned it, didn't he? Like better than somebody else. And then the British,
they have the biggest knob when they walk in the room, he said.
Right. Yeah. The Americans do. And then, but there's something funny and relatable to the British comedians who left their knob, you know, at home.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's just more relatable, and maybe that's why we find it funny. We find it funny. But I think it just takes some time to get used to. It's
so interesting because in the comments, you would never think that people in the UK thought of Americans as the ones with the biggest knobs and, you know, that they're like the biggest, baddest. Like in our comments, you would never think that.
What? Because they're always bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You would think all Americans are just losers.
Yeah.
And like even the famous people are losers, you know.
Yeah, I think that's there's something going on where just in the YouTube world, and we may have contributed to it a little bit.
I know I have.
Yeah, of just making Americans seem super dumb. And then there's something that like there's some power behind that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of dumb ones for sure.
I mean, there's dumb people everywhere. I mean, I try not to like bash Americans too much.
Yeah.
But I can tell you how I feel about the United States. Obviously, we don't live there.
Right.
So
that tells you a little what you need to know.
Yeah. So, but you know, sometimes they are just some dumb people, but they're, I guess, dumb everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they call us dumb. We don't think we're dumb. They call us dumb.
Yeah. The thing is, there are dumb people everywhere, and I think acknowledging that is. People just have to acknowledge that they're just dumb people in your country too.
Yeah.
Just like there's dumb in ours.
Right.
And there's nothing like embarrassing or shameful to say that. It's just the way it is.
You know, I would say I don't know. We haven't watched too many current comedies.
Oh, in the United States?
No, here in the UK. Like all the ones we're watching, they've been pretty old.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's the like state of comedy now. Because I know in the U.S. there was a time it was really, really good.
Yeah.
But now
in the 80s.
It's not great. And you know, I don't know. I wonder which one's better, or you know what the difference is. But
or if they've changed much from when Stephen Fry was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, we try to do our best to kind of break down what we thought of this video, but I do like UK comedy.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I like US comedy because I haven't really watched anything, and I mean I can't even think of the last time I've watched something.
Well, I know that there's like I know of some newer comedy things. Like I don't know their names. I can think of them. You know, that one Sophia, that she has like this accent, this Colombian accent.
Oh God, I don't even know what that is.
Family something.
I would say
or
the
other.
last comedy I watched on the US TV was The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's the last one I watched.
Yeah. But there's some somewhat recent ones that I've seen, but I'm not into them at all. They're not funny. They're not. I never got into any of them.
That's true. The ones I see are not funny. But over here on the UK, man, I'll be busting up laughing.
Right? Yeah,
I think they're
funny.
hilarious. Even the people that we see just on shows like Celebrity Trader. He mentioned that. It sounded like he said that they kind of were the U.S. is like the king of the one-liners. But I mean, what we see, maybe it's just because of the shows they're watching. Like they're all amazing at one-liners.
Yeah.
Like on every show that we've watched, pretty much, especially like 8 or 10 Cats and
there's
Will
a lot of
T.
one-liners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Taskmaster, like that's just what they do all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it's true.
all right. Anyway, well, let us know in the comments what you think. Like, what's the difference between the U.S. and the U.K.? Maybe you can kind of pinpoint it a little more than we did. That would be great. Put that in the comments. And I don't know. We do want to watch some shows like this that are not necessarily TV shows. So if you have a recommendation, put that in the comments and let us know.
Recommendations would be great.
And we'll definitely be taking a look at it. So anything else?
Yeah.
All right. As always, thanks for stopping by. And we will see you on the next video. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Peace.